All right, you maggots, listen up. Let me show you how bad a demonstration can be. This is a toroid coil. It's a FT50-43, and it only needs 15 turns to resonate in the AM broadcast band. But it becomes too wide. In other words, when the capacitor tunes up the coil, it becomes, instead of you having to move it real carefully to get the signal or any signal, it's real wide. So the Q, this coil doesn't even register a Q. It registers a certain amount of microhenries. It registers 80 microhenries. And when I tuned it up at the end of the band, it doesn't have that sharp peak. And the tester doesn't give me any type of Q reading at all. So what this FT50-43 is usually used for a mixer. That's another thing I'll maybe teach you about is toroid coils. The formula for the toroid coils is different for different frequencies and different uses. And in this case, this toroid coil is used for RF suppression. It's also good for a mixer. It's got a wide band. So, but here's when you try to demonstrate something. Let's see if it. So you can see it does peak, but the noise is from the LED switching supply for the light. But a person just asked me about something, about lore of people about building stuff and that. And what I was doing in the video was making fun of the guy that kept saying that I made this too many times. So I was doing it on purpose. What I want to just tell you is, just picture me at work. When somebody, we would have a meeting at work, and the boss would say, look, we had rubber bands everywhere on the travelers. The paperwork that goes with the circuit board would be held on the circuit board with a rubber band. And the boss would, every so many months, would make an announcement. He'd show you how to properly shoot a rubber band. If you shoot a rubber band at someone, you never put it up to your eye. Now, a lot of these guys wouldn't. They would put it up to their eye. The rubber band was rotted. It would break. It would pop back and hit them in the eye. And then I would have to take them to first care. And the reason you'd say, well, why did they pick you to first care? Well, I'm the guy that's going to take the guy to first care. I'm going to stay with the guy until he comes back and then bring him back. They tried other guys, and they would go off, and I guess they go off and do pot together. I don't know. But I was that guy. I was the guy, one of the bosses would just say, I need you to take a guy to first care. And I'd take the guy out to the car, and I knew he shot himself with a rubber band, but he would say he got Freon in his eye. That was the way to get around it, because they'd send you home for a day if you were caught shooting a rubber band and putting it up to your eyeball. See, they'd have the meetings, and they said, look, we know you're going to shoot the rubber bands. Just don't bring this rubber band up by your face, by your eyeball. But anyway, so the kid would do it. The rubber band would break because it was rotted. And then I would have to take him, and he would tell the boss it was Freon. And then when it would go to the doctor, he would tell the doctor it was a rubber band. And then the doctor would squeal back to the boss, and then he'd get a day off. But this is the stuff I went through. The same way when we had TV decoders. I brought the circuit into work. I got it working with our parts, and this one guy asked me for a schematic, and he redrew it with his handwriting and put values in, and he started passing it around, and it started getting everybody confused. Well, the funny thing is, he was never able to get his circuit to work, and I tried to help him, but he would not listen. And he was advancing past me at work, and at some point, he stuck it to the boss and left to go to another company to get more money. But this is the stuff that went on. And as far as me saying that other people have somebody build something for them and then say they built it, that went on all the time. I helped this one guy. I was building prototypes for test equipment for him. And one day I was at his house, and he was talking to his aunt, and she was asking him about his latest inventions. And I'm standing there, and I can hear this. And I was building the stuff and designing it. And when he was talking to his relatives, he was building and designing the stuff. That's what people will do to you. And sometimes you catch it. It's very embarrassing. You're not going to call the guy out in front of his aunt, but maybe I should have. And then we had other guys with the TV decoder. This one guy kept saying how easy it was, to get it working. And I'm like, well, okay, you got lucky. You got lucky. Found out that this guy Ed was on the other side of the building, and he was putting them in TV sets for people that were stupid. And this real stupid guy got his working. Well, here's how stupid the guy was. At night, the station would shut back, and it would go to scrambled movies. And this went on for like 3 years. It was WHT. Well, at some point, the company went bankrupt. So the station that normally would switch to scrambled stayed on the air. So this guy come in, and he starts bothering me about how to tune up his decoder box, because this other guy that did it for him left. I said, they went off the air. No, they didn't. See, off the air to him meant there'd be no station there, but the station that had regular programming that would switch to scramble at night would just keep showing regular shows. They wouldn't switch to scrambling because that part of them went bankrupt. And this guy kept thinking it was an adjustment. Well, you're watching a TV program, you got the decoder box on, and the picture's perfectly, it's not scrambled, but it's not a movie. And he's extremely stupid. And he used to go, he, at the end of every sentence. You just had to see some of the people I had to put up with. So he would say, I tried to get it work, he, like that. He was from some other planet. And I had people like this one guy I grew up with. He was going to stay back in high school if he didn't finish his mechanical drawing. And I was real good. And he took mechanical drawing because he thought he was going to be as good as me, because his father was going to get him a job at where they worked as a mechanical draftsman. That never happened. So anyway, I'd help him with all the drawings. We get them all done. But he gets left back because he didn't show up to school enough days, so he stayed back. And I never really questioned him on it, but he didn't finish high school. I never stuck him with it, but he became a boss at this one company, or management of some sort, with a crew of guys. And he would like say, oh, I'm a manager, blah, blah, blah. And I was just a tech. And I was just laughing to myself, this guy, he was stupid from when we were little, but the guys that he was working with and in charge of were even dumber than him. And they used to run wires and stuff at this one company. And I know about running wires. I told you, it's a real simple thing to do. But anyway, yeah, I'm the guy that at work, my name would come to their mind first, and they would send me, and everybody else hated me. So I would be sitting there, the boss comes over, you got to go over to first care with so-and-so, take someone, he didn't even say, make sure you get back on time, just take so-and-so. And then sometime, it would be at lunchtime, and he says, go over there to first care, if you got to take your lunch when you leave, take your lunch. And we would go. The guy shot himself with a rubber band in the eyeball. He lied. He said he got Freon in it. And then he goes there, and the doctor puts some salve or whatever in his eyeball and makes sure there's no damage. And then we go out to eat, and this guy wants to goof off. He wants to go to the mall or something. I said, no, you don't understand. I drove you over to first care, and the boss told me, then I can take my lunch. You're with me. And then when my lunch is over, I'm going back to work. And he's like, oh, you're being a jerk. No, I'm not being a jerk. You're the one that shot himself with a rubber band. You lied. You said it was Freon that you got in your eye. Now you want to, that's what I put up with. And it's like, yeah. They'd go, oh, you're one of those company guys. Blah, 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 blah. I can't tell you more stories because I don't want anybody suing me, because these people don't have any money, even to this day. And they more likely want to get me tied up in some type of lawsuit. And that's what they do. And that's why I'm being careful. But yeah, when you're on the internet or anywhere, I can build something, and then someone can come in and make a comment. Oh, I built one of those 5 years ago. Prove it. Where's your video? You can always say that, and then they'll always say something that you know they really didn't build it, and it's embarrassing. I don't like calling people on stuff because they'll say something and you catch it right away that they're wrong and they really didn't build something. And I told you, there's people that just go around and they drop on videos and they drop on like the BS video, that a BS detecting. They don't like that video. I think like 4 people so far didn't like that video because they feel guilty because they're one of those people. I think that's it. All right, that's it.